Okay, I'll turn it down a bit if you're not sure if you cursed a bunch or not. I mean, it's a roast. Whatever. Parental caution advised. Alright, so I believe this is 2 all levels PBs in a row that were preceded by a 1-2 mishap. That's probably something you want to minimize. That carpet swap at your level should be something that you can do nearly with your eyes closed. So it might be something you want to... It seems silly to practice it, I know, but it might be worth it just because it gets frustrating not getting runs off the ground. Oh, you're using a new strat? Gotcha. Alright. Cursed clip strat incoming. Yep. But it works for you. It's super tough to hit a faster cycle with Toad. You need to be schmoovin'. But, alright. Solid 1-1 so far. One, two, getting up. Should be plenty of time here to hit that cycle. Going bottom strats. I think you sometimes get a little less lag when you go up along the top of the screen. I mean, we're talking about a couple frames, but... Okay, going up top on this one. Nicely done. That was a very clean third hit. Alright, so 1-3. I really don't like that you go for the sniff it grab in all levels. It's just not worth taking damage. And I don't believe it makes a difference for which bomb cycle you get to Mauser on anyway. Oh, you stopped going for it? Okay. Grab Tweeter, go on top. So far, so good. I'd rather you grab that first ground bomb in the ground as the one you bomb the wall with, just so you can get the timer started on it a little earlier. Garlic honey mustard. But yeah, in 1-3, the platforming is simple enough that you probably are getting to Mauser within the same handful of frames every time. That if you're mindful about when you're picking up the second bomb, you should pretty much always be getting the same pattern. I used the spark going around the floating platform to figure out when I grab the second one, and that way I just know I'm going to get the same Mauser pattern every single time. You know, I know where the bombs are going to be, where I need to put them. Alright, so you had a little hiccup on the first screen, so not going for the fast dig. You can go a tile right there instead of waiting as long for the sniff it. But we're talking tiny little bit. That was a really clean stairs there. Alright, on a 2-2. I haven't been doing much roasting here. This has been more of a critique than a roast. Apologies for that. Skipping all of those enemies is a choice. I'm not sure if it would actually be faster to just bait the first Cobrat out of the ground or not. One little thing you can do is, so like in 2-1, you do a little like turn back or slow down to make it easier to grab that Cobrat. You can do that same thing on the rib cage before the Cobrat in this level. Host just roasted himself. Yeah. You're bad at roasting, Kurt. Get good. All right. Oh, but I was saying I got you about the digging stuff. How I learned to dig was I literally listened to Cool Kid and Ethan's PBs. I would just go to the World 2 and like listen and, you know, try and time button presses to it. I'm not as good of a digger as either of them, but you know, the two of them are pretty much best in the business at digging. So I think just yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people will do a double tap. That way, if the first dig is a little too early, the second one isn't far behind. I just single tap. You know, the whole reason I changed from mashing to single tapping was to save my hands a bit. How did that 2-2 Birdo kill work? Here, I'll go back. Let's take a look at it. I don't know how you were able to grab the mushroom block from that far left, but it looked smooth. The one thing that confused me there is how you were able to grab the block. I don't know if maybe in iframes you can grab mushroom blocks from further on the edge. Not sure, but all right, getting in here. Just moving along, not quite making the jump. You do lose a tiny bit of speed when you do duck jumps. So one thing you can work on is trying to recognize which Bezo pattern you're getting, so that you don't have to do unnecessary duck jumps there. Digging along. All right, so one thing is moving left and right during the screen transition hurts you a little bit, because when you transition the screen, you don't have to wait at all to dig. Like, you can dig as soon as you're touching the sand after a screen scroll. So ideally, you want to be digging vertically at those points. Almost getting the wrong warp there. That works. You can be a little friskier on when you start going right if you enter that hawk mouth ducking. It doesn't make a big difference, but if you're looking for something to shave off a couple frames. Have you messed around with the block kill on Triclide at all? It's not a whole lot faster, but it's pretty easy to do. Ooh, getting that jump in before the screen scroll, that was spicy. All right, that's a nice cloud climb there. Yeah, it's really not bad. You pretty much just grab a block, jump, and land on like the very middle of Triclide, and then just start mashing. The spicy vine jump. So you'll probably get an egg, if I had to guess here. Or potentially a fireball, but it should be in time for an egg. Yep. Okay, so you could take advantage of that egg if you wanted. And then have the 2 blocks thrown from the right be your final 2 hits. It would save a tiny bit of time if you're going for the vine jump. If you're not using that first egg, I don't know that the vine jump is worth the risk.
One small hiccup might change the Birdo pattern.
Yeah, so I'm actually curious what Birdo pattern you get with killing the Panzer with the veggie. Because you just barely make an egg if you don't. Oh, that's bad RNG. Oh, this Birdo is such a butt cheek. What the heck? Mario here. I feel like I get more fire on the 3-2 Burden than any other one. It might just be like a cluster of frames that I'm typically arriving in. All right, getting over the ninjas. Spoiler alert. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, I actually don't think wrong warp is necessary for you. All right, going for the double jump there.
You spawned to sniff it, so we're good.
The double jump probably isn't necessary. I would like to see you tighten up that first part of this room.
Yeah, what's up?
You know, the strat that most of the top runners goes for there really isn't too bad once you get a feel for the turn back. But I respect the no honey mustard here.
A little bit. Uh-oh.
Ooh, missing the bomb there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We had the same reaction there.
We're probably gonna be in the red now.
Alright, so after that little hiccup at the beginning, this is a pretty strong Mauser fight. That should do it there. Yep. Alright, pretty much dead even here. Alright, World 4, what do we see? What do we see? A little late on that jump there. That shouldn't affect which rocket pattern you get.
Honestly, that time loss is...
You have a little bit of wiggle room with Toad. Yeah, especially jumping down like that. Oh, you may have missed one there, actually. Yeah, that may have actually cost a rocket cycle there. So far, so good. And you get the Shy Guy trapped. Just from like a strat perspective, this is quite a bit cleaner than I recall the previous all levels PB. Okay, not quite getting the charge jump there. Let me go back and see where you start charging that. Oh, the jump there. Okay. So basically what you want to do is, you don't need to jump there since you're not starting on ice. I start charging the super jump at the seam between the 3rd and 4th ice block. So a bit before you start there. And that way you don't run into the issue here where you're, you know, having to cut it super close with when you jump. You get a little bit more wiggle room.
That was better. Dude, neither do I.
All right, no issues here. Yeah, we've all had ugly first rooms in 4-2. But they're just avoiding that jump at the start makes it a lot easier to avoid the mess up in that way. Okay. All right, I don't know if going back is faster. You can actually just like jump up on the vase and then jump over to the next whale before the spout comes out. All right, this is a little risky when you don't know what star pattern you're gonna get, but it works out for you.
Kinda had to go for it.
All right.
Ugh.
On to Fry Guy.
I did not want to enter that early.
All right, you knew what you did wrong there. All right, I'd like to see you start working on building a little bit of speed on that egg and jumping sooner. You waited quite a bit on that egg, more than you needed to. Alright, still going. Roop kill looks like. Alright, that works. Yeah, you don't even necessarily need to do a jump. You can just like hold run as you get onto the egg and then go all the way to the left on it, and then you can just start running on it. I think there's like even a cloud where if you do it that way is a good visual cue for when you can start going.
Thank you, Rupert, for that strat.
Shout out to Rupert. All right, nice 5-1 so far. All right, as Big Luigi, I don't really like the cautious approach there. You know, especially if you end up taking damage anyway.
This is fine.
That and the throwing it back and forth costs quite a bit. If you just like drop it in place and grab it real quick, it's a little faster. Oh, gotcha. All right. Luigi 5-2, everyone's favorite. Squeeze in a little vine jump there. Nicely done. That'll do. Sorry, keep hitting the microphone here. Itch on my nose. Yeah, so it looked like you were trying to grab an egg while making that hit. If you're going to do that, you need to be standing a little farther away. But otherwise, that's a pretty good Birdo fight there. All right, 5-3.
Oh god. I've never
Okay,
seen that on pattern.
you're roasting yourself there. Yeah, that first section with those little bombable walls, you want to get super consistent at that. Just because like specifically the Birdo fight, you want to get there at a pretty consistent time because just like the fastest kill on that Birdo kind of requires you to be there at specific times.
God, Paul ass, please.
Panicked a bit, yeah. Alright, you don't have an input display on it, but it looked like you were holding run the whole time. When you're changing directions in this part, a quick release of the run button will kind of stop you dead in your tracks so you can change directions a bit faster. It makes it quite a bit easier to get through there. Instead of moving the carpet down, move it up a little bit. You don't lose horizontal speed as you gain height. The fastest kill on Birdo isn't bad. You could learn it in like 2 tries, I think. I'll save you an egg cycle. Probably also worth messing around with the cool crab at this point. Because like even when you mess up the cool crab, you don't really lose time versus this strat. Just because like a messed up cool crab, you're typically going to get a couple hits anyway.
What psycho goes for that? In an all levels run?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh god. Oh, that was an adventurous 6-1. But Yeah, okay, so that's a pretty wild digging pattern. You want to avoid having to run left and right in the sand. So like I fully support the zigzagging, but I think planning it out a little bit better so that you end up closer to the key will save you some time there. Again, with the caution when you're at 2 HP on Birdo. Like when you're at 2 HP and already have a hit on her, just go for it. Because you'll either get away with it or you won't, and if you don't, it doesn't matter. You know, taking damage isn't going to cost you any more time than waiting. All right, cursed strat, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. All right. Very nice.
Yeah, that was a little sketch.
But like that's the thing, when you take damage after you already have a hit on Birdo, like it just doesn't matter. You can get the second 2 hits in no problem.
Oh boy.
Yeah, miss ladder jumps with Luigi, not a great look, especially on a level like this where you know, comfort with the Birdo patterns is important. What do I know? What do I know at all? That was really nice. Ooh, yeah, you want to leave that last block in place.
Fuck you.
Until you get 2 hits. Ooh, some harsh language. Triclide deserves it.
Okay, this kind of sucks running against my gold, so...
Alright, you let yourself drift a little far to the right there on that screen. Not a huge deal, but it can make a difference on which rocket cycle you get. Oh, don't worry about it, whatever. This is a roast stream. I can't imagine there are people watching with their small children at this point.
Oh boy.
Alright. Yeah, but unless you're going for the fastest cycle, Ethan, it's not necessary. But yeah, it's not too bad. It's just, I don't know. I don't know, that's really... It's like one more thing to worry about. Alright, nice damage boost on that 3rd hit there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Don't talk to Ethan that way. Ethan, even you hate fast cycle in 7-1. Okay, so we got fast cycle strats in the first room. You grab that chain a little low, which isn't the end of the world. All right, again with the climbing all the way up.
That's fine.
Definitely want to jump to that chain, even if you come to a stop at the bottom. This probably is on track for 2nd cycle still. Got in there. Top route, a little cursed, but... do you typically bonk there when you go top route? Because if so, just go bottom route. It's so... You get so much more room away from Fano.
Nope, I'm good.
Yeah, this is a nice pattern.
Okay.
Without any misses, Wart will be all the way up front for the 6th, which is what you want. It's scary. I learned top route when I first played this game.
Kobe.
You yelled Kobe, and that's why you got it. Take notes, Wookie. All right, really nice 6 cycle Wart there. Yeah, 2nd cycle, 7-2. That's nice stuff there. GG's 22 soon. Wookie, you missed because you call it Veggie Miller, and Stewie got it because he yelled Kobe.
Here we go.
Proof's in the pudding. Proof is in the pudding. But GG's, that's a nice run. You know, a couple little things here and there to clean up, but you've been improving so fast lately. It's been really cool to see.
Thank you, Proa, for the raid.